WSET-TV, Lynchburg, Virginia, Channel 13.
This is News 13.
Good evening. Voter turnout was heavy today in the state's most expensive and bitter campaign for governor in modern times.
Today, Virginia voters will elect a new governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general.
Your name, please?
Jeff Taylor. They will also elect members to the House of Delegates.
Your address?
Good evening, I'm Matt Willoughby.
And I'm Jeff Taylor.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Taylor.
And I'm Beth Groves.
With Kim Frazier.
Officials say the students blatantly violated their rental agreement that specifically stated no humans are to be transported in U-Haul.
Good evening, I'm Libby Fitzgerald. My guest tonight, I'm sure, needs little introduction. Senator Barry Goldwater has been the United States Senator from the state of Arizona for the past 22 years, and he was, of course, the Republican presidential candidate in 1964.
I'm Jenny Smith with News 13 Wrap-Up. President Carter began his first visit abroad since taking office like a typical tourist. Before getting down to business of international affairs, Carter went to the northeast of England to see the countryside and meet with the people. Everywhere he went, he was warmly welcomed.
David Garcia, ABC News, with the president in Newcastle.
The nation's unemployment rate fell to 7% in April, its lowest level in 29 months.
Families living on the island escaped before the floodwaters left only their roofs visible. The floodwaters receded and Lynchburg began its massive cleanup today. Along the lower basin, businesses which had been underwater yesterday began clearing out mud and damaged goods. This is the mark where officials say the river peaked yesterday. It's within its banks and down to about 20 feet now, but there's still no official estimates on...
Sheriff's investigator Ricky Gardner and Commonwealth's attorney James Updike are in London. According to Scotland Yard, they questioned the 23-year-old Haysom girl and 19-year-old Jans Soring today.
Bedford County Sheriff Carl Wells says Elizabeth Haysom faces 2 first-degree murder charges, Jens Soring 2 murder charges plus capital murder. A media circus greeted Elizabeth Haysom at Bedford Circuit Court.
I wanted my parents out of my life. I had this immature, ridiculous fantasy of them being dead, not murdered, not in actuality, not in reality.
I sentence you to 45 years in prison on each charge. The sentence is to run consecutively a total of 90 years.